Ramsey show ending, Aftershow beginning.
Hey folks, Ken Coleman here. Did you know The Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Get your daily dose of advice on life and money. Check out all of our shows from the Ramsey Network wherever you listen to podcasts.
Alrighty. Bunch of trolls in there today. See if we get any in there. What up, Tattoo? Put my links in the chat and then we'll get going. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. No matter when you watch this, a lot of people watch it after the fact. You can check it out live. It comes on live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Even if the Ramsey show is a replay. I go live most of the time. Alright, show 328. Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. What up, Andrew Corneve? Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, and one of the first things we usually do here. What up, Tina Share? Oh, Tina, I don't know. I mentioned it at the end of the Ramsey show, so you never know. Never know. Might get some. Hopefully Sid or Hobbs will be around to take care of them. If I can't see them because I'm busy doing stuff like, for example, singing. Let's listen for the drum taps. And Misty. I was moving the speakers away from the mic a little bit. Let's try that one more time. Drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of those charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step three is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, and why host this after show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kid. No student loans at all for no college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. Now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I don't, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Beep beep do 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 do. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show brought to you by D.H. Schumann. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Links at the top of the chat, in the video description, also on the right side of my YouTube banner. You can email me about anything. Yes, anything. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, right there. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that's paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. And you can reach me on Instagram, Coach Steve Money, no spaces. All right, let's check on the chat. What up, Sid? Tat says, usually just ignore, block the trolls, not worth time or energy. No, the Ramsey plan works, proven plan. Although sometimes I let their bad energy fuel my progress. That's best to do. It's just ignoring them. I like to strike back every so often or correct any bad information they give. So, yeah. Tina says they were playing the OG version of the Baby Step song at work last weekend, and all she heard was my lyrics. Thanks so much, Tina. I appreciate it. Matty Bags, what up? Alrighty, today's new Ramsey show. Hosts were Dave Ramsey, because it's not Friday yet, so he's there working. And Ken Coleman was in the co-host chair, and don't have songs for either one of those gentlemen, so I guess we just do this. Market report, and it wasn't scrolled up, my bad. Let's reload just to make sure it's right. Pretty sure, yep. Okay, so NASDAQ up 4.06%. As you can see, it has the biggest something, phrasing. Has the biggest one-day jump since 2020, okay? Had bigger than that in 2020. I don't really remember that, but I will take their word on it. Scam likely. What else we got? Stocks rise as the Fed announces historic rate hike, and it's 0.75% again. I don't know why it would be historic though, because they did 0.75 one time, and then they did an entire percentage point last time. But then this month they did 0.75% again. Let's see. Stocks rose in anticipation of the rate hike as well as after the announcement. So markets have been cheering the Fed's hawkish stance on inflation, even if that slows down the U.S. economy. U.S. economy isn't going to slow down. The market keeps going up. Oil prices remain below $100 as investors believe a possible recession could sap demand for fuel. It could indeed. we'll find out at the end of the month, or I think sometime we'll find out whenever they release the numbers on the gross domestic product. Tat was the weird kid, even growing up. Outcast, learned to take pride in being weird. A troll just hate on what they don't understand or are afraid of, or they just want attention, or they're just mad because they're not successful, and so they lash out at successive people. Did I say successive? I meant successful. What else? I did that one. The unexpectedly hotter consumer price index reading earlier this month had Wall Street buzzing that the Fed might raise rates by a full percentage point again. Powell noted the Fed wouldn't hesitate to go even bigger, phrasing if the circumstances warranted it. This wasn't the case, at least not this time around. All right, so hopefully that'll do it. Keep inflation from going in the right level, which is down instead of increasing. So we will see. So 2020 apparently NASDAQ had a bigger day. And in the previous four, I looked at this earlier today, and even with the 1 year is negative 18.49%, the year to date negative 24%, but in the 5 year it is still almost 89% growth in the past 5 years. And the previous 4 year, not last year, but the 4 years before that, the NASDAQ beat the S&P. The S&P did win by a little bit last year. And so keep an eye on that. Let's see what else we got. The S&P 500 next highest, 2.62%, which is still like great for any other day. It's just the 4%. I thought it was going to get up to, it almost looked like it was going to be up at 4.5% early in the day, but it did come down. It did simmer down a little bit, as you can see from right there. This came down just a little bit. And so almost certainly I'll be winning fantasy mutual funds for tomorrow. Sid won it for today. What are we doing here? Oh, and the Russell Small Cap Index, 2.39% up, and the Dow Jones trailing in the last spot of these four indices or indexes, 1.37% up. The total market index is what that one is. Look at the earnings calendar. We had Meta. Let's see what that does. And that will, let's see, after hours is down, up 6.55, down. So they must have had bad news, earnings, revenue miss, and something slides on disappointing results. So probably lesser guidance as well, meaning they say what they think the next quarter is going to do. So that is probably it. And let's check the after hours total numbers. After hours total numbers are up. Facebook down, but NASDAQ still up 3.8. And that's in addition to what happened earlier today, which is this number, 4.06. So an additional 3 in the after hours trading. Apple and Amazon are tomorrow. Exxon on Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Next week, Occidental Petroleum and Advanced Micro Devices. Most followed single stocks on the Google today. I think the most up was, yes, Alphabet, which owns Google, 7.66%. Microsoft right behind them, Right behind them, Meta, the artist formerly known as Facebook. And as we saw, though, they lost pretty much all of that in after-hours trading so far. So we'll have to see what that is. Tesla up 6 in the 6s as well. Amazon almost 5.37%. And Apple, the least of all of these today, 3.42%. Let's see what the rest of the planet feel like doing. Everything up in Europe, mostly up in Asia. Let's see about that US dollar, down to the euro, down to the Japanese yen, down to the British pound, love, and down to the Canadian dollar, sorry, and down to the Australian dollar, mate. There will be shrimp on the barbie tonight. And so that follows the trend I've noticed of when the market is up, the dollar is down, US dollar. Everything up in the crypto, the 5 that they track here. Most up is Ethereum, 12.64%. All right, still not recommended by Dave. Let's see, were we done all that? We're done all that. Yes, we are. Did that, did not this yet. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I am new. No, I'm not hating on you. I was just talking about all the trolls in general. So, how's your CCL doing? Let's see. By special request, we have 4.12 up today, and in the after hours trading down 0.56%. So that's up, as is most of the market. Some stocks, of course, down. Where were we? Oh, McDonald's. Let's see. That's right. Tina says, ride the coaster. Don't be jumping off. And so, yeah, you just don't want to be doing that. A good example of this current down series or time period. Let's use S&P 500. Go back 5 years, and you can see that's still up 62.76%. The S&P 500 in the 5 years. Remember the NASDAQ over 5 years is up almost 90%. And as you can see right there, that is the Pandy crash, where the market went down 33%. And that even looks like, oh no, because it ends right here at 2000. So it starts right here at 2000, and so that reminds me of the crazy hot matrix. Oh, the hot crazy matrix. Nope, crazy hot matrix, and that would be, let's do images. And there we go. So basically, hot crazy scale. This is for rating females, and also different one for males. But the crazy axis starts at 4 because every female is at least a 4 crazy. So that's why that does it. So in the on the S&P scale here for 5 years, we're at least at 2000 at the lowest point. So that's why this looks like it's more than 33% down, but it's about 33% down there. And so if you bought there and there and there and there and there all the way down, and there and there and there all the way back up, that means you made more money. It was on sale until it got back even, and then after it got even, it went way up here like this. So you made buku dollars on what you bought when it was at the low right there. You made a ton of bags. And so that's why, like Tina was saying, you don't jump off, you keep buying. Whether the market's up or down, you keep buying on schedule. You don't try to time it and put a whole bunch in at one particular time. Yeah, so Cool. Yes, you can say cruise in air. Yes. Yeah, it's because that was YouTube blocked some words and the individual channel can block some words. So I'm sure cruise is blocked in the Ramsey Show chat. Alrighty, this from CNBC. McDonald's and Chipotle say customers are trading down, visiting less often as inflation hits budgets. Well, imagine that. What did you think they were going to give up, if not eating out? That's reasonable. That's logical. They're seeing customers trade down as inflation pressures budgets. Some people think not eating at McDonald's would be trading up. But anyway, the commentary follows Walmart slashing its profit outlook, citing the impact of higher prices on shopping habits. That's right. Fast food chains often fare well in economic slowdowns as they can steal business from pricier chains and restaurants. That's true as well. As you can see, both of these are down. Chipotle and McDonald's down in the after hours trading. Just wanted to mention that. I don't think they'd have any. Don't think there'd be anything else interesting in here. Nope. It says prices of, where was it? Just saw it. Prices for food at home have climbed 12.2% over the last 12 months, while prices for food away from home are up just 7.7%. That's interesting, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index. And that, of course, is going to be dependent on what you buy as well. So if you're buying the cheaper food, that it could be lower than the average 7.7% for prices from food away from home. This from Market Watch. We can't read the story, but I think I talked about this before, where Nancy Pelosi's husband bought $4 million worth of NVIDIA stock right before the Senate was to vote on a care package, as you will, for chip manufacturers, but they changed it so that it would be giving it just to Intel. So not NVIDIA, not AMD, and so it was just NVIDIA. So he also sold this before today's market, which, let's see what he missed out on. He missed out on 7.6% more money because it went up 7.6% today. So if he had just hung on one more day before selling it, he would have made 7.6% more money. Crazy. So, but anyway, that's why you don't do individual stocks. That's why you do mutual funds, and that's why you don't sell. You're not trying to day trade, no stuff here, especially $4 million of day trading stuff they're trying to do. All right, where were we? Okay, so that's that story. Talked about this in the Ramsey Show chat. Joey Chestnut celebrates National Chicken Finger Day by going for Raising Cane's record for deep fried fowl. And I think he was going for 50, but he actually he was able to eat 44 chicken fingers in 5 minutes. And so he was doing it just like they do the hot dogs, where they chase it down with water to make it go down quicker, I believe. So yeah, but he did 44, and that's pretty cool. Raising Cane's a favorite of mine, as everybody that is a regular in the Ramsey Show chat knows. This from CNBC. China's property sales are set to plunge 30%. Worse than in 2008, S&P says. Let's see, 30%. Yeah, normally, okay. China's property sales will likely drop about 30% this year, nearly 2 times worse than their prior forecast, S&P Global Ratings said, citing a growing number of Chinese home buyers suspending their mortgage payments. Such a drop would be worse than in 2008, when sales fell by roughly 20%. Esther Liu, Sorry if that's pronounced incorrectly. Director at S&P Global Ratings said in a phone interview Wednesday the latest developments have delayed a recovery in China's real estate sector to next year from this year. So, yeah, sometimes you don't get much information out of China, but they have this, so that's a worldwide thing apparently. Alright, so let's go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. MNew333. How come don't have anything else to say? Probably bounced right after doing that. I feel like MNew333 is a previous troll. Previously in the Ramsey Show chat. Was definitely one of the ones that was in there. Alright, let's see. Has anyone had to move to make the baby steps work? Interesting. This from Infinite_Love 1000. If you're in California, yep. Boop boop boo doo. There we go. And I thought California immediately when I saw that, even before I said that they did live in California. And what do you think about that, Kelly?
Oh, you're right, Steve.
That's right. Yeah, so California. Places here are so expensive that even if you get something cheap, it's not very nice. Yeah. I can own a $270,000 to $300,000 decent starter home in Arizona in the next few years if we move. Have you ever made a decision to move so you can own a decent place? Some people have, I'm sure. And sometimes you gotta. If you can't, if you have to move to make the baby steps work, then you're not making enough money living where you are. And so that's not necessarily your fault. That's the fault of, the area. It's a high cost of living area, and that has to do with politics, the desire of people to live there, etc., etc. All that's involved. And we don't have anything else today. We have nothing. Man, let's see if there's anything in was it reddit.com? Whoops. reddit.com/r/Dave-ish. Let's see if there's anything new. $18 days ago, did I do this? Just sharing paying off 180K student loans in a Dave-ish way. Let's see what they're doing. Lifestyle inflation was real. I think I read this one before. I don't know. It wasn't in light blue, so I don't know if I did or not. Maybe I did it from home, which means it wouldn't be on this computer. It wouldn't show that. Anyway, how did he do that? Move the combined finances and created a budget. Joint checking account for expenses, joint savings for 3 months worth of emergency sinking funds, high yield savings account for long-term savings. You wouldn't do that while you're paying off debt though. You wouldn't do the 3 months. Traded off both our SUVs to smaller sedans, so best decision made because it freed up $700 a month. I'm not seeing the Dave-ish yet. Paid off $10,000 in credit card debt, right? Rental was not making me money, negative cash flow, so I decided to sell it. Not David. Decided not to wait for, what was that, public student loan forgiveness? Is that what it is, public? And pay off my student loans using sale proceeds from the rental. This may still be a question for some people, but ultimately we wanted freedom in the next few years for me to eventually go part-time. So none of this so far is Dave-ish. While in the process to list the rental, my husband and I decided to sell our main home instead of the rental. Interesting. Main home is too much house for us. So we're just going to move to the rental instead. Smaller house and cheaper. Proceeds will still go to student loans and capital gains tax. So again, that all is fine. Oh, the car is not paid off. The car is being paid off would be, yeah. So you traded off both the SUVs to smaller sedans, but you didn't buy them in cash. That would be a mistake. You would use you wouldn't have 3 months of emergency fund while you're paying those off. So, okay, so that part's Dave-ish. After the student loan, so it max out retirement accounts, that's fine. Do that after all the debt's cleared off and pay off the, yeah. Invest some properties in our home country, wherever that is. Great if you pay for cash and retire early. Davish things we do. Okay, use credit cards for travel points, right? Finance the car, 30-year mortgage, right? Should be fitting. Pay off with 30-year mortgage with plans to pay it off early. If you get a 15, you have to pay it off in 15 years. Pay off student loans first before the cars, avalanche method, yep. That's where you attack the highest interest first, or the biggest payments. The 3 months of emergency fund, right? Doing that before you have paid off all your debt, right? Travel and dining out, we keep SF for this. I don't know what that means. I don't know what SF means. Oh, essentially to keep the credit scores. Not that we're taking out loans soon. LOL. And so yeah, I mean to get right back into debt would be stupid, but maybe they mean just for the rental property they're looking for. But yeah, I mean all that's pretty common. So okay. I mean, because I didn't know he separated it out. I was thinking we're getting to the end here, and then I didn't see any stuff there. So yeah, we've done some of these. Let's scroll down and see. What are y'all's thoughts on cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, Doge, NFTs? This is 7 months ago, and so they've come down way crazily in 7 months. Since that 7 months ago, but Dave doesn't recommend any cryptocurrency because they don't have the track record and way too risky. And who knows what's going to happen when the government gets more hands in there. They've already started. Student life, I guess. Your rep name is Young plus something, but you always carry with you. Oh, Young student loan. Okay. Buying a house in the middle of baby step 2, definitely Dave-ish. Oh, they deleted it. They weren't trying to get comments or anything, something. Earlier this year, I learned about my wife's student loan balance. I didn't know the exact balance because she didn't know the exact balance before we got married. You could have her check that before you get married. I was very specific about my finances, and she was very vague. I have a friend that's like that. Let's see. Posted I had no other debt other than the house. We had a budget meeting, so she finally totaled up her student loans, credit card, and line of credit, which she had never done before. I came here fuming because she managed to dodge the total amount for 5 years that I knew her. And is that her fault? Or is it your fault for not insisting she tell you? Definitely before you got married. On our 6th year after we'd been married for 1 year, she tallied it up. That was your fault for not getting that information first. So, the way the options, if you want to stay married, you pay off that debt. And hopefully she will agree with you that that's the thing to do and work with you to do that. At the very least, compromise on how to handle money as far as debt and such. Debt adverse people, that would be me, that would be a lot of people, because it is risky. And there's no such thing as good debt. Dave will not yell at you if you get a mortgage because 99% of the time that property will go up in value. So he doesn't yell at you, but he does advise that he does have parameters on it, the 15-year fixed mortgage and the mortgage payment being around 25% of your net pay, so that keeps you from buying too much house. And the 0 down, 0 APR, 25-year loan for said thing, that would not be a thing. And rather just pay in cash. Who knows if you're going to have it anymore in 25 years? Yeah, exactly. So, what about it? I don't know where you would have got that from. 0 down, 0, unless it was from a private seller. Let's see if he says 44. Let's see, there's 44 comments. Let's see if why does that matter? What is it? Obligation, your cash flow for 25 years of the future. I try to minimize that, right? Why does that matter? Okay, and then he says, where would that money go? If you make proper decisions, why wouldn't you have that money or whatever? Having large amounts of liquid cash is more useful than cash flow, in my opinion. Yep. Security gland. OP asks a question and then questions other people's questions. Yeah, well, that's what you're going to get in a Dave-ish group. What do you think? I'm interested in what people think and why they think that. And that involves questioning their responses. Oh, people negative 2ing him. Let's see. Auto pay. Boom, boom, boom. Not an appreciating asset, but one that removes a recurring cost. Trying to understand why it matters that it appreciates or anything. Okay, and they negative 3'd him on that one. Yep. Buying with cash does not affect my ability to recoup cost if I need to sell an item at a loss. Alrighty. Boo, boo, boo. Let's see. Why does it matter what the thing is? I think that should be a separate question. Why? Okay. Alright. Alrighty, let's see. What did Rachel say? He was just terminated after 25 years for refusing the vaccine. Okay, I don't remember. I remember they did take calls like this before, so I'm sure they had an issue with the way it was handled on the show. Americans are more in debt than ever. Experts say money disorders may be to blame. Being normal is to blame. I've been unemployed for 3 years and just got a part-time retail job offer. Unemployed for 3 years. Why? Oh, disabled and not sure how to handle full-time employment yet. All right. Well, starting small. See how it goes. Burned out. Started getting serious about paying off debt last summer. I've been unemployed for 6 months. Just got a job. Honestly, to be honest, not gonna lie, it was feeling embarrassed. I had so much debt at my age. Was a big driver combined with the fact that I was making far less than my previous job. I was working full-time and had a part-time job in retail for a 6-week stretch. I actually worked 7 days a week. It was a grind. But I paid off $15,000 during this time. Excellent. To keep it short, too late. Had an issue living situation, took some time. Good point with what startup items we need. Question is, I've only read one Dave book. That's probably all you need if it was a total money makeover. I don't recall him addressing burnout. Does he ever do that? I'm also curious to see other Dave-ish folks share their stories. He has talked about burnout. You just have to keep yourself. You made the decision to follow his stuff. So I don't know why. You would get people do get burnt out, and it gets tiring, man. When you work a lot, it gets tiring, but it is worth it. And supposedly you convinced yourself that it was worth it to start. So if it's worth it to start, it's worth it to finish. And you have to just figure out what gets you more motivated to do that. Either tracking it more, so like, put something on the fridge to track it, etc., etc. Yeah, and that's going to be different for people. Going to be different on getting burned out. They're going to be different on what motivates them. Oh, a promo code for 10 viewers. Wow. Thanks. I'm not gonna. I don't pay for viewers or subscribers or anything like that. I think that's stupid. Even though you take me to the top of Olympus on Twitch. Yeah. No thank you. What up, Zig? You did miss the song. The song starts right after the Ramsey show is over, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time, sir. That's right at the beginning of the show. You can go back, I think. You can run the cursor back and listen to it, I believe. Or the timestamp thing, whatever that is. I don't know what it's called. It's kind of like the cursor, but it's on videos. Yeah, it's alright. No problemo. You got lives and stuff. Maybe. Should I help my parents pay off their mortgage or focus on a down payment for your own house? You got to get yourself in shape before you can help out other people. So, have 40K left on their mortgage, net worth about 80K, about 50K. Yeah, you don't have it. You don't have money to help them. So you need to. How much let's see, does he say how much he had in his, if he has cash saved up for a down payment for your own house, which I don't guess he does, hopefully no debt there, but yeah, you got to get yourself in shape before you can help others, including parents. Although I know in other countries and other cultures, it's like helping out your family, especially parents, is more important than even getting yourself squared away. Yep. Yes, on Twitch also. I think I want to say 12 subscribers or something like that on there, but it doesn't take any more effort to stream to Twitch at the same time. So, and I do video gaming as well, but even that, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really, Twitch doesn't really excite me because the videos don't stay on there either. So that's basically just a live thing, and if you don't catch it while you're live, you're basically out of luck as far as making money on there. That's more of a live thing, and they don't keep the videos for long. Alright, what time is it? Alright, let's see. In defense of the credit score, I originally posted this as a reply to a post in r/Dave Ramsey, but I don't think it would be well received there and deserved its own post here. Okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you think about the credit score. It's just you're interacting with that score. And if you're not going to interact with debt, you don't need it. Dave always says, sell the cars, right? So why not just get a bunch of cars and sell them all, and you'll have a ton of money that will help you get out of debt. Stupid. All right. Anyway, some scenarios not covered in the baby steps. Oh, this will be great. Baby steps 4, 5, and 6, and feel that some situations are missing on the steps. For example, I have 15%, and that should be of gross income put for retirement. I have an amount going into 529 plans. That's step 4, retirement. Step 5, save for kids' college. Okay. Also have extra money going into mortgage, but I also need to save up for a roof replacement or other capital expenses. That would be what we call a sinking fund, and that is different than your emergency fund. That is a thing where you know the expense, so it's not an emergency. So you know the expense is coming. That's just like if you need tires for your car, that's going to happen. You're going to need them. And if you can't cash flow it in just 1 or 2 paychecks, that kind of thing, or a month a month of extra money, then maybe you don't put an amount going in the 529. And if you have to for a couple months, you don't put 15% retirement while you cash flow that. That's possible as well. But yeah, the concept of setting up sinking fund to start building up is not covered in the above. What do you mean it's not covered in the above? They do talk about that in the Total Money Makeover. Second example is, it's not in the baby steps themselves. It's not in the list of baby steps. It's not in there. Baby step 0 is not in there. Baby step 3B is not in there as well. And hopefully soon I will have a video on those called The Missing Baby Steps, probably. Let's see. Second example is when you need to sell your home and buy a new home. Not all of us can handle 2 moves or going temporarily into a rental or moving into the new home. If you're doing that, you stop putting your extra on the house and you save up the cash so you can do the move. Nor is it always possible to schedule closings on the same day. Yes, it is. You have to make that happen. That has to be a requirement. Also, most real estate agents don't want to deal with it tough, where the seller becomes a renter in the home they sell, right? Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. I see, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. I see a more practical approach to do a HELOC on your current home. Nope, because that is a loan. There's no HELOCs ever. HELOCs never, ever, 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 ever. Yeah, and that is covered in the baby step to not do a HELOC. That's also part of baby step 0 is you decide you're not going to take out more debt ever. You're not going to add to your current debt. If you have any, hopefully you don't have any, and then you'll never have any, but if you do have some, you decide debt is off the table as something that goes on. Now, if you want to take out a mortgage so you can get into a house before you save 100% of it, and some pay in cash, then sure, you can do that. Dave will not yell at you for getting a reasonable mortgage, and the reasonable is his guidelines, which is a 15-year fixed mortgage with the payment being no more than 25%. Around 25% is fine. I think Total Money Makeover says 25 to 35%, and that would be 25% of your net income, not gross. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, the video only stays for between 15 and 30 days, right? Yep. Tat says on the Twitch. In addition to financial coaching, I do computer repair. I have 25 plus years in computer repair. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. Yes, I do. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah, so no HELOCs. And so, taking out a loan, taking out a home equity line of credit is the same thing as a loan. And you're using your home equity as collateral for that. That is a loan, and so that's in baby step 0. You're supposed to say that's not going to happen. No loans are going to happen. So they are covered in the baby steps, but they aren't in that list of it. But if you read Total Money Makeover, these things are covered. Or if you call Dave, he would tell you. If you spent some time in the chat, if you ask in the chat. But just if you're just going by the list, you would not know that unless you seeked out that information elsewhere. But if you did a search for it on the internet, it would come up. Because they have a lot of blog posts and stuff like that on RamseySolutions.com, and that where people have asked questions like that. No, coaches don't work for Dave Ramsey. They do have in-house coaches, but generally a certified Ramsey Solutions certified coach means that I paid the money to take their course and I passed their course. that and that was you do it basically at the speed you want to. I think a couple months. I think, and I was working about 65 hours a week at the time, so I did let it take me 2 months. I could probably have done it in a month if I was just working the one full-time job. But yeah, the coaches don't generally work for Dave Ramsey unless, like I said, they're the in-house ones, and basically those are coaching coaches, but they do work with people from time to time. Like when Dave says, we're going to have someone from our team contact you to coach you, and that he's talking about one of the people that work at Ramsey Solutions. We'll do that unless they pay for it. They pay for a certified coach to do that, lives in the person's area to do that, which I think they have also done as well, and they paid that person's fee for it. Tat knows because, oh, interesting, he's streamed on Twitch for 5+ years. Haven't streamed like 3 years now, so they might have different numbers, but it used to be 15 to 30 days. I think it's something like that, yeah. And so that's why I don't really worry about it. I just I don't even check on it really. So, I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I logged into it, like 2 months ago, maybe, something like that. Yeah, YouTube is just better for my needs. The money guy, I feel like these guys are the living, breathing manifestation of what makes most folk Davish. They are basically Dave Ramsey without all the bomb. That's stupid. And take a more nuanced view of almost everything. If you're not familiar with the podcast, it's worth checking out. They just do it differently, and I believe they're fine with debt. So, I mean, them being fine with debt doesn't mean they're taking a more nuanced view of it. This person, Queso Husker, without all the bombast and take a more nuanced view, that means that these people more agree with what you think. So that's all that means. So pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. Another lawsuit, 2021. Yeah, knew about that one. Alleged religious discrimination called like atmosphere. All right. As far as I know, he hasn't deleted. Somebody deleted their username for this. But as far as I know, he hasn't settled any lawsuits at all. Hasn't lost any that I'm aware of. Haven't heard it. Is it Davish to refinance a mortgage? No, but it would be if you got a 15-year and you got it down to like 5 years and then refinance to another 15, because that's cheating. So that's Davish, but so you could do it at a 15, but like a year ago might have been better, but I think a year ago already, I think rates were already going up a year ago even. Baby step 2 right now, 40K. Should I be worried about rising mortgage rates and missing out on rates less than 4%? They did go above 4%, but basically Dave recommends just pay it off instead of refinancing. Because refinancing, you also have to not only be concerned about what the rate is going to be, you also have to, there's also closing costs involved. And if it is going to stretch out your, but in this case, the person had a 30-year mortgage. Boom, boom, boom. So that would be fine, but it sometimes doesn't make sense to do that based on interest rate and the closing costs. And Dave often advises in those cases to pay it off like a 15, or just pay it off as fast as you can. So, yeah. How I should give the sister a birthday gift? Right. Set up the investment account, explained everything to her, gave her $600 myself, and put it in that account. That's great, Sig. It's very generous of you. Very, very loving, brotherly. All right. Would you borrow money on a credit card to contribute to your 401k? Right, and that's debt leverage. So you don't do that. Should I cash out my 401k for previous job to pay off a majority of debt? Almost always that would be no for that. You'd roll it over. Do I cash in 401k to build a new house? No, you would save up a down payment to build a new house. Doge going up? Not anymore. That was a year ago. What difference a year makes? Dollar cost averaging, that is simply that you contribute on schedule, like with every paycheck. That means that whether the market's up or down, you are investing. And so, and you want to do that, like if you get paid every 2 weeks, it's better to do it every 2 weeks, because then you get it in earlier rather than waiting for the whole month to contribute. So more money in the market longer is better. So that's why you should do that. So even if you're doing it, you should do it once a week if you want to do it out of every paycheck. Texas State's Treasury website to see if you have unclaimed dollars. Checked and should get 2 checks in the mail. Well, I mean, I guess that's possible. I couldn't imagine anybody owing me money. But my previous power company was a co-op, and so I got, I was with them for about 8 years, and I ended up getting a 5865 because it's a co-op, and so basically that's owned by all of the everybody that is a customer is also a shareholder in that, and so I got $58.65 from them after paying them every month for electricity for about 8 years, I think it was. A lot of us have student loans pay off. Apparently, the data or everything stuff doesn't allow cross posts, which is a shame since they may miss out on important info like this. Or you could copy and paste it and put it in there. Let's see. Alternatives to every dollar app. Some people like, YNAB, you need a budget. Some people like hashtag YellowPad, where you write it down. My girlfriend likes to use a ledger. She likes it to be on paper. I think there's one called Mint, I believe. Decided to stop using every dollar. I like how I can keep track of funds in every dollar. Then why you stop? Can't continue to support the company. That's fine. That's fine. Well, you got problems then. Good luck. Good luck finding a replacement for that a year ago. What do you do in between houses? Where your primary residence is paid off and you'd like to buy a new primary residence and the sequence of financial transactions that would need place, you can set it up so that it works like that, so that you close one day and you go into the other house the other day. You can set it up so that you close and you still have a week or so to get out of that house. You can set it up that way. It's too much trouble. Yeah. Tina Share is out. Oh, I need to be out too. It's quitting time. Boom, boom, boom. Tat says on Twitch you can't stream in full 1080p HD unless you have more than 50 viewers or partner. I did not know that. Matt Daniels, just like I said on the Ramsey show, there are no lovely dogs on the Ramsey show. There are no lovely dogs on my show either. My girlfriend has dogs, but that doesn't count. But yeah, no dogs on there. Or do you mean you're watching the show? Are you sitting there with your dogs? Or do you just have them? Are they outside or what? All right. Am I the only Dave-ish person who doesn't lose sleep over mortgage or car debt? Maybe. If they're Dave-ish, maybe that's a reason to go Dave full. I consider myself debt-free, even though I still have mortgage and car loan. Well, you can consider whatever you want. Those are debt. And you'd have to pay the car loan off in order to do a debt-free stream. But you can still have the mortgage and do a debt-free stream because all the consumer debt would be gone. The way I see it is if crap were to hit the fan and I was truly in dire straits, I could easily get rid of this debt, sell the house, sell the car. Plus, even if you pay, okay. That's fine. You don't have to do what Dave Ramsey suggests. It's just a really, really good idea. How do you pay for airfare without having a credit card? I just did it. There's no problem. Debit card. It's called a debit card. They deleted it. Kitsune. The what would Dave do? He would use his debit card. Alrighty. Okay. Upcoming streams. I did a stream of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End last night. Streamed for about an hour and a half. And I think I have just one more stream to go. I think there's just one final chapter of that to finish, and so then I'll be done with that. And I think the next game I will play is a brand new game, and I'll also be playing that on the PlayStation, and it is called Stray. And if you have the PlayStation Plus right now, you can go up to the next level for, I think it's $15 or something like that. And then, well, it depends on how much time you have left on your Plus membership. But I have through the end of December on mine, and for $15, I can go up to the next level, and then I get, excuse me, get to play this entire library of games, including Stray, which is a brand new game, including some of the bigger game, Ghost of Tsushima, or however that's pronounced, Death Stranding, and probably other ones that I want to play. But you can play all those games, and so that would give me, what, August, September, October, November, for $15 to try all the games I want to, and then for the next year I can just do the regular PlayStation Plus level, which is now called PlayStation Plus Essentials, and that basically gives you just the free game, the free PlayStation Plus games every month. There are generally 2 of them at least, sometimes 3. So yeah, so I got one more of those to do. I might not get a chance to do that till the weekend though. We'll see, to finish out Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. This weekend also, probably do another tech support with Coach Steve Money. I did one 2 weekends ago. And of course, this show, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Zigzag Power, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the Ramsey show is over, is when the Ramsey Show Aftershow show starts. And I generally go live even when the Ramsey show is a repeat. Alrighty, links at the top of the chat, in the video description below. Also on the right side of my YouTube banner. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment with me if you've got money problems, or if you just want to make sure you're on the right track. Doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It does help to get a second opinion, to have somebody just take a peek at your finances. And I'm certified, so I'm just as good as anybody else to do so, rather than your broke brother-in-law, as Dave Dave often says. So you click on the financial coaching consultation, and the calendar will come up, and you can change the month. You can select the date. August 14th is my birthday. I'll even meet with you on my birthday, and that will be done over Zoom, unless you live in Columbus. That will be done over, not Zoom, probably Google Meet is how we'll do that. You click the time that you want that appointment. Calendly will let me know that you want that appointment. I'll email you back to let you know what information I need from you in order to accurately financially assess you. PayPal is for donations, and that would be paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. And Instagram's Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to talk to me about anything, you can do so at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And you can ask me about anything having to do with my after show that I do all by myself. The financial coaching, the scheduling, anything related to Ramsey at all. Oak Island, which that's big on my channel. The video gaming, like I said, there's that one that I did just last night, Thief's End. And there is, as I said, I think I have one more stream and I'll be finished with Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Before that, what did I play? An open beta of PC Building Simulator 2. Found some problems with that. And before that, oh, it doesn't look like anything else before that. Or there was, but it just doesn't go back that far. Computer stuff. I'm a PC tech. I've been one for 25 plus years. And so I do that same thing that I did with the Ramsey subreddit. I do with the tech support subreddit as well. I look on there and get questions of what's wrong with people's computers, and then I say what you should do to troubleshoot to try to find out what the problem is. And if you'd like to sing the Baby Step song or any of these other Ramsey related songs, you can email me as well. And I've been singing this almost 11 months now, the Baby Step song, and I would love to hear somebody else sing it. I've never heard anybody else sing it ever. Nobody's ever sung it to me ever. So you can record it. You can record yourself singing it. And I'll just play it on the after show, or we can do it live. We do have technology that will do that. Alrighty. Stray does look like an awesome game. You get to play a cat. How about that? Yeah, so you can be meowing and stuff. I wonder if there's a meow button so you can meow whenever you want to. There probably is. Alrighty, make smart kitty and financial decisions every day.